Alright. I'm really bored. I'm making a tier list. I need to fix this. And I want to make a tier list over Naruto fights. This is like the second time I've recorded it because the first time was like awful quality. Probably because my laptop can't even handle Minecraft like per one chunk at a time. Well, let's just get into this. You already know what's going on. Sasuke versus Danzo was a pretty cool fight. It was I hated Danzo's character, but he did use Izanagi. That's not right. Yeah, Izanagi a lot of times, and that kind of got boring. But it was still a good fight, so I'll put that in B tier. Hiruzen versus Orochimaru and Orochimaru revive Hokages. It was a pretty good fight. It was kind of sad to see Hiruzen use Reaper Death Seal. The first time we saw Reaper Death Seal used, other than whenever Minato used it against the Nine Tails and Naruto. But someone put that right here. Obito vs Kakashi. This is an amazing fight. It showed a lot of plot development and character development that's been leading up to this certain point. And it was just the peak of Naruto and the war arc. And it was an amazing fight. I still sometimes watch it today. Kaguya fight. It was a pretty good fight. I feel like it could have been better. That's why it's not perfect. There's still a lot of good moments. You know, maybe Kakashi using the double Kamui and all of Naruto and Sasuke's like BS that they could do. Neji and Naruto fight. I'll put that in C tier. It wasn't that good of a fight in my opinion. It was kind of boring, but it was kind of cool to see Naruto kind of use like the Red Tails cloak and all that. Naruto and Sasuke at the final valley. Of course, this is S tier. This is the best fight of Naruto for many reasons, notably because it was more of an artistic approach to a fight rather than a pure, run each other and punch each other before someone falls over fight. It was very intriguing and emotionally dreading to see them both fight at their both maximum power, and when they did, it was truly like a peak. It was the peak in everything. It was the everything that Naruto was led up for. Everything. And that's why it was so beautiful. Gaara Naruto fight, I'm gonna put that in C tier. Because it was a good fight, it was kind of interesting to see these both Jinchuriki fight. It was cool. Madara versus the United Shinobi Nations. God damn it. Um, Naruto versus the United Shinobi Nations. It was a really good fight. I feel like there's a lot of AMVs about it, and it just showed how OP Madara was. Gaara versus Rock Lee fight. Many people might disagree with me, but I didn't really like that fight that much. I'll put it right there. It was kind of cool to see Rock Lee take off his leg weights and run around Gaara and punch him a few times. But other than that, I didn't really like it. Kind of got a little boring, and then he got crippled. I was like, oh god damn. Itachi versus Kabuto fight in the cave. This is really cool because Kabuto. This is the first time we've seen any sort of Seik Senjutsu used, along with Itachi's Izanami used. It was an introduction to that, and like the most OP Sharingan jutsu and losing his eye and being resurrected and essentially stopping most of the war except for the two strongest guys on the battlefield. Yeah, that was a good fight. I'll put that top of B tier. Naruto Sasuke Part 1 fight. It was a pretty good fight in my opinion. For the most part, they're just kind of like slapping each other and saying, oh, I don't have a dad. Well, you don't have your parents. Oh, cool. And then, I'll put that in A tier. It was a really good ending to Part 1. Nothing much to put in though. Sakura versus Sasori. I didn't like the fight that much. I really didn't. You have to recognize how prepared Sakura was for fighting Sasori. She had a antidote to a specific poison that Sasori had that he had developed, and no one had created an antidote to prior to 2 weeks ago with her and Tsunade, one of the 3 legendary Sannin from the Hidden Leaf Village. Like, see how freaking OP that is? Like, stupid wise? Alright, Pain vs. Naruto. In my opinion, I love this fight so much. Everything about Pain fight Naruto was amazing to me. I mean, it might be a little biased, but the Pain arc is my favorite arc. Everything about it, even the opening is my favorite opening. His character and Naruto's character and the reflections off of each other, and contrasting progressions through both being a student of Jiraiya, both their views and their values being pushed, and how to solve world peace in the Naruto Shinobi world. It was incredible to see them fight, and Naruto learning Senjutsu and surpassing Jiraiya. and it was a good moment. This is Datara versus Sasuke. This is an alright fight. Not too memorable, right? But it was still a pretty good fight. It was kind of busted to see Sasuke survive, like Datara's final explosion or whatever. But it was still a good fight all in all. Okay. Jiraiya versus Pain. This was a very good fight. Um, I might have shed tears. I can't remember. I remember it was a great fight. We saw Jiraiya use Honored Sage mode and stuff. It was the first time we saw that kind of Senjutsu. It was amazing. A lot of things about it were just great. Pulled my heartstrings. Put that ahead of here. I'll put that ahead here. I feel like it should be up there. Neji versus Spider-Man, not very memorable. I don't remember much from the fight other than the fact that Spider-Man shot webs and Neji was Neji. Zabuza versus Kakashi. This is a really interesting fight. It was very early in the series, but it was still a really good fight at the time. First time we saw the Sharingan in action, the base Sharingan at least. First time we saw high level ninja. This is the point of the fight to gauge how high level ninja we're supposed to fight in the Naruto Shinobi world. And get the respect for what it was. I'll put that on top of C tier. Itachi versus Sasuke. This fight was very meaningful towards Sasuke's character, and that's why it has so much value in Itachi's progression. And soon after, we learned that Itachi actually loved Sasuke, and this fight was just a sibling sacrifice just to help Sasuke pursue his own strength and manufacture it and be able to overcome the other things in this world. And he knew that the hardest challenge would be being good after this fight, or being non-corrupt. So I'll put that right there. Alright, Team Taka versus Killer Bee. This was a pretty interesting fight. It was the first time we saw Killer Bee in action. It was really cool to see a Jinchuriki who could actually control his Jinchuriki and be strong. And that's why it was a really good fight. I remember Killer Bee doing that thing where he threw like a bunch of swords in the air and stabbed Sasuke and mollywopped him. And that's why it was a really good fight. I'll put that at top of C tier. Shikamaru versus Hidan. I don't really know if I consider this a full fight because he kind of just ran around and trapped Hidan in a pit. So I'm gonna put that in D tier. Yeah, above that because it had more meaning than freaking Spider-Man. Minato versus Obito in that fight. I mean, they didn't show as much screen time of that. I remember we saw Flying Rajin and him like freaking like nailing Obito in the back of the Rasengan, and soon after it was really meaningful and sad with him having to use Reaper that seal. Like, okay, that's kind of dumb. His wife, what was her name? H, start with the H. God, I forgot. Kurina, no. No, Kuruma's the freaking Nine Tails. Well, there's a my clan ceiling. It was really sad. I don't know where to put it. Where would I put it? Because it wasn't that long, but it was still a good fight. It was interesting to watch. I'll put it there. Yeah. What was his wife's name? Kushina. I was right. Anyways, signing fight, and Kabuto. That was a pretty good fight. It was okay. They could have done a lot more with it than they did. It was just kind of like, running around. Oh, let's summon our piece. There's like 3 legendary signing. I will put that here. Teacher is getting pretty long. Oh, here we go. Tenta's Jinchuriki, Madara versus my guy. This was a incredible fight. It improved my guy's characters even more through the roof. Everything he's faced before. It was a very good fight. Very, very, very good fight. Very good fight. Sakura Nino. It was a really good fight. It really showed the bond between these girls that I had through the development, insulting each other because of their hair. No, I'm just kidding. F tier. No, worst tier. Worst fight in the anime, in my opinion. This is Obito versus Naruto, but it was still when Obito wasn't really known. He was known as Madara. I feel like this fight it was a good fight, except for the fact that they didn't know who Obito was, but you still have to recognize it as what it was, and it was still a good fight. This is Kimimaru versus Rock Lee and Kara. This was what I remember, a good fight. It was pretty funny to see Rock Lee do the drunken style, but not much happened. But Kimimaru was a pretty interesting character, and the whole his Kekkei Genkai was the bone stuff. I'll put that right here. This was kind of a silly fight in my opinion. The whole, Four Tails Naruto April will actually hit and like kind of just bag on Orochimaru. It wasn't very interesting though, in my opinion. Okay, this fight, I'm gonna consider this Mike Guy and Kisame fight to be the second fight at the Turtle Island, because that fight was significantly better than the first one. It was really good. You got to see Hirodora and Kisame going all out and eventually committing suicide to accomplish his own mission. And that really kind of set an emphasis for his own character and improved my guy's views on everything else and protecting his students and everything. I'll put that right here. Yeah. So this is the full tier list of Naruto fights. This is like I don't even know what time the recording this is. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry that I'm using this OBS Studio to record this and it's so bad. But you gotta do what you gotta do.